What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EraBody's podcast, where generations collide and cultures combine. And we got a great show for you today. We have the New Orleans native. If you're into artistry of any type of sort, we have executive recording management and artist developer by the name of Geedy P gonna be here with us today. And of course, it's your boy Ricky.
And I'm the Honorable Darren D. Purnell, the street speaker himself. What's going on, Rick?
Man, what's going on, D?
Oh man, sure. New Orleans, the world. What's not going on? First, it's been dominating the news about the food stamps getting cut off. All right.
Yeah.
So, what this me, Rick? What I think about it, and it's personal for me. I want it to stay off for a month.
For a month?
Cause to go after the pastors, because he been storing up your tithe, your offering supposed to be for the bills in the church. Mm-hmm. Your tithe is supposed to be stored up in a storehouse. And when times like this hit, what you got in the storehouse, same reason why you save money. So when emergency times come, I want the pastors to show off. So I won't give a month to let the pastor show off, Rick. Right. I want the black pastor to show off.
But we already know how the pastor coming, D.
I know.
So the people gonna suffer off the neglect of the pastor.
It's gonna prove what I've been saying. Stop letting the pastor store up. You giving him the money to store up in his house for the house, but he taking care of his own house. Yeah. So now it's gonna show you. All right, you cut back and store up in your own house. Not your show. That I just won't do that to put them on.
I mean, I understand your standpoint. Yeah, I do. I really do. But the suffering of the people as a masses, we already know the neglect that comes from the church.
Yes,
you know. Yeah. But for our people to suffer based on solely your perspective, I feel like that's low.
Why?
That's low.
And I have never seen so many pastors talk about. A president. Everything is on the president. Nah. The Bible clearly gives you instructions on what to do. You're not supposed to be tied with that anyway.
Right.
So I'm gonna make it biblical clear with a highlighting on there. You're not doing your job. All right. So I know Thanksgiving might have to put a twist to it, but suffering, it's our suffering through slavery that brought us together out of slavery that help us build what we have. I think that now, how I see it, we so freely and we don't work together. Now we're forced. This Thanksgiving in a long time. Yeah. Trump if you want to put it on Donald Trump, he'll make families come together because you have to come together now.
Yeah, you're right. Neighbors coming together.
Yeah, neighbors got it. Now you will see communities working together like never before.
Yeah, I agree to that part. So, I agree to that part. Only for that reason, just to bring that real sense of community and Thanksgiving
he'll be back. Yeah. Oh yes. And no more. I don't eat leftovers. All that's about to go. We about to get back to. We about to take it back to basics.
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I eat leftovers for a whole week during the holiday season.
Yes, all right. And I feel as though we gotta wait and we forget. Yeah. So now it will bring family back together, and this Thanksgiving will be a Thanksgiving like no other. Families gonna be together. No more going shopping on Good Friday. Yeah. Because the funds won't be there. Everybody will be together at Thanksgiving. It will be beautiful this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think that's one perk. But they did say, we was talking to a state rep, Delisha Boyd, and she mentioned that the senior citizens and disabled will be getting food stamps.
So that means don't go by grandma's house using her live trying to help Thanksgiving by her. That's what that means. Don't go take grandma live, all right?
That's the culture, though. You always go by grandma.
Yeah, no, but they going to hit grandma on fixed income.
Yeah.
So if you're not bringing all the food by grandma and let her keep her stamps for her, you know, that's fixed income.
I got you, bro.
And we have another situation, New Orleans, $160 million deficit.
Yeah.
We had every elected official on here during campaign time, and the city blaming the council blaming the city, but it's $160 million. People, they saying that payroll may not be able to be met to finish the year.
Yeah. My mama worked for city government, in a city planning commission. And they already let them know if something don't change immediately, the last check that they got this week, that's it for the rest of the year.
Now, you will look at a city like the city of New Orleans. That's a playground, and you hear me talk about this all the time, Rick. It's a playground for events. They love to come here.
Mm-hmm.
You taking the tax dollars. We already get trash picked up once it's supposed to be twice a week.
Right.
We get it once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking our services away. Now, all the money, $1 billion budget. Now you fall short 106 with all these events that got to come to our city. And they just had an event where it's like this city is a never stop city of what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that they said they're gonna raise the state taxes.
Yeah, the state?
Yeah.
To help us out, or the city taxes?
To help the city out.
Well, the city take care of the whole state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the state, and they trying to bring Landry in. What you feel about bringing?
No, they shut him down. They actually they put in an application for a buying request, and then he said if we give it to y'all,
he won't bring his own.
He won't bring an administrator over here. But that's only right. That if I'm giving you a loan, you the big dog, and you fell on hard time. That's the same thing with President Donald Trump when he went through his bankruptcy. They had somebody overseeing his whole financing to make sure we can get ourselves out of this situation.
Yeah.
So you might not like it, but it's in the best interest of the state. I'm about to give you $160 million bailout.
Yeah.
At least I could have somebody there. But the city said, nah, I got you looking over all my stuff like that. So the city pulled the application back. So I don't know what they're going to do. And they still trying to figure out who is on. That's the thing. The city of New Orleans is ran by the mayor is the CEO and the council. She can't do nothing without them. They can't do nothing without her.
Right.
So why is not both of y'all fault?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a whole bunch of finger pointing. And who's suffering is the city workers.
The city workers, and also when the new mayor come in, Helena Moreno, you talking about a tough hand to have. It's all the stuff you saying on the campaign trail, you're not gonna be able to deliver
that. Yeah,
because not with $160 million in the hole. Because the first thing is paying your people that just come to work on a daily basis.
Exactly.
So that's gonna be tough. Now I have seen college coaches get fired a lot. That's nothing new or whatever, but it's the buyout situation. I have never seen a governor of a state get this involved with the coach. Do you think he have a parent of Jimbo Fisher was the coach of Texas A&M, and the AD for LSU was also at Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him out at 60-some million, and now he the same AD. Now they decided to fire the coach, Brian Kelly, and the buyout so large. It's a large amount of money.
Yeah,
but a donor for LSU. This is how deep the pockets is. Stepped in and said he'll pay the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, but he didn't want to go through the situation anymore where the state is footing a bill for something like this. But I would say, as an AD, he did a good job.
I don't really know, bro. Like, I don't know. I mean, they do have a losing record, and I think some things should have changed.
The AD is not just responsible for the football team.
Yeah.
They have LSU from Sha'Carri Richardson. They had the baseball team won a championship twice. The football team won. He was the AD when Joe Burrow was the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's three championships. The track and field won, and the volleyball won the championship. This is in this man's reign.
Yeah.
So, if you look at it from a football perspective, he have failed or whatever in Brian Kelly experiment, but the talent was there.
Yeah.
I think it just was Brian Kelly couldn't coach it on the way it's supposed to be coached up.
Yeah, I feel that too. But I also feel like, what does the governor have? Why does he have reign over something of that nature?
The largest state employee in every state is the head coach of the state football team.
Yeah.
He's the highest paid employee in a state.
Yeah.
So I would say that you have something to say if you're the governor and the highest paid employee is the football coach or whatever the state.
So you agree with the decision that he made because he had his hands in it?
You supposed to speak behind the back door, not in the front.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna be involved. I'm gonna call LSU don't have a big time university like this. They don't have a president now. They're in the president search, they're in the AD search, and they're in the head coach search. This is a
Yeah, they ain't talking all over there.
yeah, they're in turmoil over that, and then you got the governor speaking out. And if we gonna get Nick Saban back, it's gonna be hard. Cause Nick Saban coming, he want power. He want control. He don't go for that. So
Well, I just think politics. Politics is really running and ruining everything. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. They know what they expect, and they ain't like that. The students don't come and spend their money on tickets too. So the stadium is making money.
yeah,
I don't know what percentage of ticket sales actually go towards the coaching's positions or whatever.
man, LSU they have people been having season ticket holders. I used to work with a guy from a manager, and when LSU football season, his whole schedule changed up.
Yeah,
him and his father been having season tickets since the 80s.
Yeah.
So that situation. I would say I don't like he spoke up on it verbally out loud. I think that all governors is involved, but behind the scenes or whatever, they will have a little 1-2. But he made it look like I'm putting my foot down. Then and once again, when you outspoken like that and you come out like that, you put a bullseye on yourself or whatever, and not the university or whatever. So I don't think people would be nitpicking at LSU if he would have never said this. And he said it for what reason?
Right.
We know the governor is going to be involved in this or whatever.
Well, he been had a target on his back, and I don't think he cared at this point.
Yeah.
You ever heard about the statue that
he tried to get on at LSU that has nothing to do, and you would think that with Charlie Kirk have in, but that goes to show you that we might be rooting for LSU to win, but they showing you that this is this type of university.
They showing their hands.
So why would I that putting Charlie Kirk up is like putting a positive. If you want to say he was a positive person, it's like putting David Duke up on the campus.
Right.
You want to put David Duke up for the words that he said. But if you do put a David Duke up, that lets me know where you stand at in general.
Right.
So why would you try to pass a law, which is not going to pass, but he just this governor, when he first got in office, remember when he tried to not receive federal dollars that he don't have to pay back for the kids to eat for the summertime? He said, no, we don't need it.
Wow.
And then they got on his ass, and then he have to do it. It's just crazy. That's like the United States government said, I'm going to give you $50 million to feed y'all for your kids for the summertime. Yeah.
Free food. No, we don't want it.
We don't want it. That's just, man, it's just. But he like that. I mean, some people like that, but that's not going to put him on Trump good side.
Yeah.
See, he trying to be Trump Jr., but he not rich.
Yeah.
So Trump come from, it's two kind of white people, and I was always taught. The ones who come from it, and the ones, he a worker white man.
Yeah.
Trump is I come from this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. So, that's it. We're going to take a quick commercial break right quick, y'all. No. We have one.
We have one more.
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. We have the verses. Did you see the verses?
I saw it on YouTube.
You seen it on YouTube. What did you think about it?
I'm a Cash Money baby, but No Limit actually took it, bro. And the reason I want to elaborate on that, the reason I say that is because it's about business at the end of the day. The songs, both of them had hit records, but it showed you the connection between the labels.
Right.
When Master P was able to pull out all the artists that he ever worked with, and for them to come and support this verses. Baby was missing, you know what I'm saying? Some of the hottest, Lil Wayne, the hottest.
And I don't
artists.
think that even UNLV, he could have brought Miss T out there. But you know what? And sometimes, this is the only thing that I've been wanting to see for a long time, and I come to grips with myself. I think the immature of Baby, not so much Master P, just to come out and shake hands and hold up and say, this New Orleans is about.
Yeah.
Just that simple thing and I think that he just not there.
Yeah.
So much as we want that, we'll never get that.
Yeah.
So we'll be like this no matter what, because he just not that guy that'll say, you know what, man, let's run together. And it goes to show you with OG Murder from his podcast, when he talk about, it's something with him when he get around his equal that he don't act equal.
Yeah.
And he, for whatever reason, it's like tone down the situation and make the situation worse. Where New Orleans supposed to sit back and say, man, we tore it up. It was supposed to be like that. This is what our two premier labels in the city of New Orleans, with our heavyweights still living. I would hate to see if one of them pass and the other one speak at his funeral.
Yeah.
This is what makes me mad.
Mm-hmm.
All this stuff you saying now, you could have said why he.
Right.
Both of y'all in good health, good shape.
Right.
Do it now.
Right.
And
that's the difference between the two OGs. You got an old goof and you got an old genius.
Yeah.
You hear me?
So, and I think that, man, can you imagine if they just do something together?
Baby, I don't feel like he on that level yet.
But
you know what I'm saying? We already seen it.
But this is what I'm trying to say. And we asked on Governor Master about the same thing with him and his uncle Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
Who want to see two people in a wheelchair doing it? Nah, you in prime season now.
Right.
Do it now. I know if it get done, it was always on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
So why not? And to those who close to him, why not try to get it done now when both of y'all can walk around, both of y'all still can talk, y'all in right state of mind, everybody's still alive.
But that comes down to, executive decisions. Both of them are executives of their businesses.
Yeah.
They
But
labels.
But I will always say as a businessman, if it's not going to hurt my business,
Yeah.
this will help my business. This won't hurt.
More for Birdman.
Yeah,
like Master P done already superseded
what I'm saying is,
expected of him.
If Superdome, Cash Money, No Limit, together, everybody, the whole thing, if they give something, that's the whole city behind that. Now we get both of our own thing. Don't talk about if they make a song together.
Yeah.
That's like Boosie and Wayne. It's just like, I don't see how you seeing it that he the top guy in Baton Rouge. I'm the top guy out here. If we do a song together, if we can get a Manny beat together and get on something together, if nothing else, that's for our people.
Right.
And I don't see why that, and it's not like it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't like it's gonna take you. Both of them got their own studio, but I never understood why guys it's so personal where they just don't get things done.
I feel like it's always one party though. Like it ain't both people. And as we can see, Master P was able to advance the career of a lot of artists. But
when I would say it is both. Because much as P, I would say this. Did he ever ask?
I mean, they come from both gangster backgrounds.
Yeah.
Both of them live the lifestyle, a street lifestyle. You
know
what I'm saying?
I'm asking you a question. If you saying like we can do it, if you saying, man, if you saying it, I do it. But I believe we can do it, and everybody believe I'm the mature one. But I never asked.
Yeah, but what's understood ain't gotta be explained.
All right, but then what I'm trying to say, if I go down swinging, I can say if I'm doing an interview, I ask Rick.
Yeah.
But I can think you feel this a way about me. But if me and you never had that conversation, we might be sitting back from the other side, and this is me helping Baby out. He might be feeling like he don't feel that way about me. That's what they saying.
Yeah.
And when you see me, we dap and hug.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just considered the mature one, I'd be like, man, look, if we gonna come out, if I'm doing the verse, man, let's come out first. Me and you, we gonna hold hands like that up together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you turn it down, I said it.
Yeah.
But if we just assume it,
Yeah.
do you ever think they had a conversation?
I mean, no, I really don't know. But I would suspect that Master P may have did that on a business level. It's because it's about business, and this man is about business.
But I would say that that's for our behalf. I would think that it's no money in it. I think that it just, man, look, man, let's do this for our people. This is what they want to see.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we would hope as the fans.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're assuming. So we giving, this and I'm going to have to retract. I think we giving P the high ground.
Yeah.
We giving Baby the low ground, not knowing that if they ever talked or not.
Yeah, but Baby, I just feel like this dude burnt so many relationships, bro. Like, he just burnt, and you could tell by the people who showed up for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you burnt too many bridges. And it's sad when nobody wants to come back and actually support something they was a part of.
Right.
That's the crazy part.
And that's the same thing. I would have loved to see UNLV and Miss T.
Yeah, and Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, Turk.
Then he cursed Turk out.
Yeah. That is,
I deal with you when I want, little bit. Yeah, like, come on, bro. So, like, this gangster stuff gotta stop. Bro.
Right. And you know what make it bad? He didn't the age.
Yeah.
That's what I think that will always turn me off when I'm dealing with Baby. He a cool dude, but when you it's like he even the funny salesman.
Yeah. He went
Five,
off.
yeah, and
He
it's
went
like
completely off on a man.
it's like his response is not like, dude, I'm what he 60,
yeah, in that area.
and his response just don't come off like, dude, I'm past that or whatever. I got
Yeah.
enough security around me or whatever. This dude coming up to me and saying jokes or whatever, but chances are they know who the funny salesman was.
Anyway, but the dude don't come around. He tell jokes to sell his product.
Right.
It's the crazy part.
Right.
For you to just be like, either you're mad about what happened, the event that took place, that you ain't get the support that you thought you would get, just be like, bro, I ain't for today.
Right.
But for you to go off on a man and then talk about, man, I'm living like that, get you touched, come on, bro.
It's
Come on, bro.
Man.
You really got Tony Braxton trying to be the bodyguard. And
that was
like,
her sister.
That was Tony, huh? That was Tony.
That was the sister.
That was Tamar? Lord have mercy.
And the rumor been around, and that's what started. Tony Braxton wasn't there.
Yeah.
Tamar was there. So, and the rumor been around that he was messing with her first. Tony messing. It is, I guess, celebrity rumors or whatever. So, but I will say that I would love to see them get before they get older.
I would have loved to see it, bro. At this point, I don't really care for it. This was the time.
All right. So, what do you think about right now? And we'll go on a commercial break right after this. Lil Wayne, Boosie, NBA YoungBoy doing something together. They all of them still got juice on their name. All of them could put something together. Even a song. Do they even have a song?
I never really heard of a song with none of them together. But Boosie about to go do some time.
Yeah, but I would say this, and the comparison always come with the guys from the A or whatever. Outside of the Gucci Man and on Jesus situation, most of those guys got a song with each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop on there. It only strengthen up Atlanta. It only make our city hotter.
Yeah.
So you would think that in those categories, why not? Like, how would this not help or hurt?
Yeah.
And you know they was fans of each other. You can't tell me NBA YoungBoy was not a fan of Boosie and Wayne. And then as Boosie coming, he was a fan of Wayne them. And now Wayne, I never understand it. And then when they do it, it's like the Manny Pacquiao in Mayweather fight. It loses its thing when y'all not in y'all prime. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, when they fought, both of them was old.
Yeah.
They been trying to set it up to get in the ring in prime with the promoters and everything, and it's not the same.
Yeah.
So I think that when the last time that we did get something that the fans wanted in a prime?
I mean, I don't really
with
celebrity,
recall. I can't recall that. Everything is always like out of season or out of bounce or whatever. It's never no more. And I think celebrities, you know, ain't nothing wrong with being a celebrity. Think about your fans sometimes. Do it in prime season.
Well, they do it in the R&B world, in that genre. What? The collaborations that people be wanting to see is just more so in like the hip hop arena.
And the whole thing, even with fights and everything, I don't remember us getting one when we wanted it. I think that even from boxing to even race, I remember Michael on the conversation was with Maurice Green. You probably don't know him. It's 96 Limit, and him and Michael Jones. They wanted to see them race or whatever. But as soon as the race started, Michael Jones called on a hamstring thing, a cramp in his leg in a race. But I even like if we had two black fastest people in the world, to get them on the track to race is almost impossible.
Yeah.
It's just like something we never get it when we want it or whatever.
That's part of the entertainment then, huh?
Right. Just we're gonna take a quick commercial break right quick. We'll be right back. And this episode was sponsored by EraBody's Coffee.
All right, welcome back to the episode, y'all. And as we promised, we have the recording executive, artist, developer, Geedy P in the building today.
What's up, Geedy?
What's up,
Thank you for coming through, brother.
Thank y'all for having me.
Let the people know who Geedy is before we get into the interview.
I'm a music executive first. Like, that's my first love. I always loved music. My dad was a singer. My brother was into hip hop a lot. So, you know, my older brother, 7 years older than me. So I was always around music and loving music, and people know me from blogging too or whatever, like hip-hop blogging, Say Cheese, TV, Sean Cotton. He like put the light on me, and that kind of turned it on for me. So hip-hop blogger, music executive, that's what I do.
Well, one of the things I always like about you from my time being around, you're smart. I always love smart people, and
Right.
one of the things that I like that you're a type of person you love history.
Mm-hmm.
So oftentimes when people don't like history, Rick, I kind of when I'm around Geedy could tell you where it come from, where this beat happened, or why this play was like that, or whatever. And I like that because I love the backstory. I love
Right,
the backstory
right.
of stuff. So we'll start our last segment on what's going on this show.
Mhm.
We talk about the verses.
Okay.
Do you like what happened at the verses, or how it was, how it came together?
Yeah, well, first of all, I definitely love what happened with the verse with Swiss Beats bringing it back. I mean, I definitely felt like they needed to have that because Cash Money No Limit, such polarizing labels, not just in hip hop, but just in music overall, with the business that they did, the things that they changed, and all the people they influenced still to this day. So to have No Limit and Cash Money on the same stage at the same time was monumental. I mean, I wish it was in New Orleans because I felt like it would have been more turned up. How Jeezy and Gucci was in Atlanta, how the Locks and Dipset was in New York. You know, I know they probably felt like it should be in Vegas because the big fight night and it's just a big moment and all that. But I felt like the crowd wasn't what I would have expected. But yeah, I like that part of it. Now, for wise is like how Cash Money was. I wish Cash Money was with the T-shirt and Jabos and Reeboks. How Jeezy said it on Breakfast Club and all that. Like I wish they would have had that for the nostalgia because No Limit was like looking like there was no limit of the past and all that. So I felt like that was something I really would have wished, would have.
Me and Rick talked about it. We have two heavyweights, both of them from Uptown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let the record say if it was downtown, I'll be able to get in the middle of it and straighten it up. If it was downtown,
Right.
But it's almost like, and you could attest to this. We never get what we want. I want it so bad, and me and you have been around Baby before. Me and you have been with P before. That handshake, hands in together, champion.
Right.
We on the same page.
Right.
We whatever problems it was is in the past. It's
right.
over. We done made the money. We done did all that. We done made a name for ourselves. Why it seemed like it's almost like it's there, but it's not there. Like
right, and I know, like I said, because I didn't talk to Baby and I talked to Juggy a lot too and all that stuff like that, and that's what I really wanted to. Because I told him I was glad that P did do that, and I felt like that was gracious. But I know that people wasn't expecting, even though Stunner shook his hand. But like I said, if it would have looked like more celebratory, like walking up, like bro, we really together. Yeah, that's what we wanted, that real, true, happy ending and all. And I feel like if they do go on tour together, that might come. But I do know historically it was always, like you said, the tension with the projects, and Baby felt like he could have been slighted on a deal with Priority. But I even said before, whatever. It was things that Baby had situations with different artists, and they fixed that from BG to Juvenile to Manny to other artists and all that stuff like that. They didn't been able to work it out and move past it. And I'm on the show. P had problems with certain artists in his camp.
right.
And they got past that. So I feel like whatever happened with P and them in the past and Baby, I feel like, being in the late 50s and all that is going to look good for the culture and just for New Orleans and for everybody. So I would love to see that too, because I feel like whatever happened, it happened. Y'all so much better now, and that was so long ago. Let bygones be bygones and do it for the culture.
So I know
He
you
said
didn't.
tour.
Yeah, he said tour,
Tour,
but I want to know about one of my favorite artists, Lil Wayne. Like,
Right.
what's the deal behind that? Have Wayne and Baby ever merged? I mean,
Fix.
fix that little separation that they
See,
had.
I don't know, because like I said, when BG said he was sick, I didn't talk to Wayne. I don't communicate with Wayne. I know Fee was there. I know Pablo was there. I know McMahon was there, because I was in the SUV with them and Fee wife going towards the verses, but Wayne wasn't there. But they said Wayne was sick and all that stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with that. I know Wayne was just down here yesterday for the Weezy Fest and all this annual Weezy Fest at the Smoothie King Center. So I don't know. I can't really say what that happened with Wayne and all that stuff like that, but whatever it is, I know it didn't look good to the fans for Wayne to be there, and he the biggest artist that ever was on Cash Money, was not there in attendance, and that didn't look good. So if I'm being honest, that didn't look good. And Turk still, the situation with him with the Hot Boys, whatever, that didn't look good neither. But they gotta work past that, because it looked like they was good at one time. They was on tour together,
Right.
and then now it's back to like what it is we see. So I don't know, but yeah, Wayne wasn't being. I know that definitely did look real bad or whatever. With No Limit being everybody there, whatever.
Yeah,
pretty much
and I think that's what kind of caused the greatest separation, you know, because when D asked me early on in the show who I felt like won, I was like, man, I grew up really on Cash Money.
Mm-hmm.
However, I feel like the way that P was able to get all his artists back, you know, it was some type of business, type of chemistry that they had.
Yeah, much more unified.
You know what I'm saying? They looked at way more unified, and for you not to have some of these, I'm like, all right, I'm going with No Limit. I'm going with No Limit in the sake of business.
I would have loved to see UNLV and Miss T. I would have liked them to have the early artists before they took off, and the ones when they took off on there.
Right.
Even if they had, it just seemed like off and I think maybe we look at it because we know the whole story.
Right.
And people around the country Wayne not being there, but they don't know who UNLV is.
Right,
they don't know what Miss T, the early days or whatever.
Someone probably don't know who Pimp Daddy is and Lil Slim and, you know, Mr. Ivy from the 91. So, the foundation of it and all. But I think if it would have, if they would have teach. Now, I think the stun songs, when it was going against those B-side record songs that No Limit had, like those more harder street records, I guess the street people really wanted to hear more of that raw rugged stuff. That's like why I just feel like they kind of somewhat underestimated because Cash Money is so big and Cash Money went so many years, even to right now, Baby still got Cash Money flag still relevant in hip hop, and he done it longer than anybody in the music business, damn near, especially in the hip hop era. But I feel like those type of hard records, that's what made them No Limit kind of get them up, I guess, a little more. Because that's like with the Locks. The Locks still had a lot of hope, but we kind of was all cheering for Dipset and just feel like, man, Dipset was this and Dipset was the swag. But the Locks kind of got them because they was a little more strategic.
Right. And I would say that even with your situation at the camp, now, I didn't reach out to you and call, but I seen videos. You was there, you wasn't there. How did that go about? Some people saying you wasn't there at all, or whatever.
Right.
So you're chopping and cutting, or whatever. Clear that up.
So what happened was, me and your cousin David Hudson, the same person that got the big proclamation for Master P, and we was in his dressing room. We took that photo. The same person that helped get Baby and Slim the street or whatever, and from his Gladys Ball, whatever. David, we was there, but David wound up being late because he forgot his ID with his driver's license with the new ID star on there. Yeah. So his wife had to hurry him, try to give him his passport. But when he got back to the gate, it was too late, 3 minutes late, so they didn't want to open the gate back up. So David had to fly from New Orleans to Chicago to Vegas. He got there at 4 o'clock. We was already getting in the SUVs around that time. I made it at 1:12. So I got there and I got to the room. Baby had 7 rooms there, whatever, and all that. And the room I was in it was a $700 room that we was in or whatever. We was in a nice resort or whatever off the New Strip or whatever. So that's where I was at or whatever. I didn't have to come out my pocket. He paid for everything. Whatever, he wanted me to be there and stuff like that. Just like he made sure we were straight when we went to New York. That's when I took those pictures in Jay-Z Project and we was in Harlem at Sylvia's. He paid for that, the tickets and the money. He looked out for it, and I was just on the love or whatever. So like I said, I got there. I saw Fee Banks in the lobby. Tonto, Nino Kelvin daddy. I saw Cito, Nino Kelvin uncle and all that. Baby partner Hot was in there. I saw Hot Beazle first when I got to the lobby. He told me like where to go in the casino to go meet up with Gregor Green. That's the guy that be taking care of all the stuff or whatever, like the tickets and the rooms and stuff like that with Baby. So I got my room or whatever. Went up to my room, got ready, came back. We getting ready to leave at like 4 something to head to the verses or whatever. Got down there, that's when I recorded that video, and Fee said, who you with? No Limit, Cash Money, whatever. So Baby was like, I don't know if Gregor Green had the passes or whatever and all that, if this other guy that he was telling when we was in the lobby outside, by the cars, whatever, where the cars pull up all the trucks and stuff. I was like, whatever you need, make sure you straight, eat shit, and all that. So we getting in there, take my brakes down together, everybody getting in different SUVs, you like jumping one. So I got in the SUV with me, McMahon, Pablo, Fee Banks' wife, and Fee. We all went over there. And then when we got out, we saw the No Limit people when we come through the gate or whatever. And then I saw Sugar Slim in them. Then we had to go through this other area. The guys, I guess they were like Samoan guys. They was like security, like y'all back up, like back up. We ain't letting y'all in. So they was really tripping. Baby was going out, man. I talked to my people like that or whatever. That's when I saw Snoop walk up and he hugged Baby and dapped him off or whatever. Cause Snoop walked right next to me, had a hoodie on and all that. So once we got past that part of security, we went by the little dressing room area. That's when Baby changed out the black and put on the lime green with the young boy NBA young boy chain. So many people talking to me. I see Swiss Beats. I see Dave Mays, the guy that started Source Magazine with Benzino. I see Menace right there. That be with Kevin Gates and Breadwinner and used to be with Cutthroat Committee. He always be with BG. That's happened to be Master P cousin too. I seen I was talking to Junior Montana. All this right there, whatever. And even C. Smith that be DJing with Juvenile and made beats for Youngin. So I'm talking, but then Sugar Slim walk up with the Fruits of Islam. They walk up and they all around Slim or whatever and stuff like that. So Baby and McMahon and all them come out there and take my breast out the dressing room area. And Baby getting recorded like, man, take them cameras on my damn face. Go to going on. I'm putting no cameras on my face. So everybody put them down. But like I said, when I look up, I see Fee Wife got a pass on, like on something on her wrist, and everybody got them. And I'm like, damn, when that happened or whatever. I was so busy talking because so many people was hollering at me that I'm not paying attention to when that got dispersed. So I don't know, like I said, Gregory Green gave him out because I don't know where he was at, or the other guy that Baby was talking to when we was getting in the SUVs initially before we got over there. So, but Baby walked up, and Baby had walked up or whatever. He walked up to me and he stopped, and he said, man, stop doing that, man. Stop acting like you ain't with a nigga or whatever. And I'm like, oh, what you talking about? Because he was a little tipsy or whatever. So I'm thinking he talking about like that I'm with No Limit, I'm with Cash. I don't know what he was really talking about, but that's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, I'm here with you. What you talking about or whatever? Like, all right, man, come on. So he's like, man, walk with me or whatever. We gonna walk in together or whatever. So that's why when people see the video with me walking, I'm walking next to him. Tamar Braxton behind him. He got his arm on hot. And Sugar Slim right in front with the Fruits of Islam. And like somebody told me, it was like, bro, you could tell you really was in the thick of it and he rock with you because most people that's really like important, they always protect the women that's in their family or somebody that's close to them. They wouldn't have you that close to that person if they didn't really feel like you was somebody that they really felt comfortable around. So once we go to walking or whatever, they had another guy had a camera and Babyface's white guy, whatever, babe. I get that damn camera in my face and Tamar like, B, they supposed to do that. I said, Jai, like, man, I don't want to. And then he was like, you pay people to do that. He was like, you right. So he like, you can feel record. So once we about to get through the door, or whatever, with a talent going at, cause that's where I was going, but I didn't still have no wrist thing on. But I'm thinking I'm good cause I'm walking with him. Right. But I didn't get them things when they passed them out. But we had to hurry and get to the stage. That's why when you see Juvenile went on by itself. No Limit came on together, whatever. Then Baby and them came out with the big timers, then all of them come out. So when we going through the door, Baby let the ladies go in first, being a gym, like Tamar and all the women that's, in his family, he let them go in first. Right. Then he going. Then Fee and them, I let them go in. I'm letting them skip, not knowing I try to get in. Then, oh, no, you can't, you don't got no whatchamacallit. It was really, really strict or whatever. So even BG told me, BG was like, oh man, it was so bad. I couldn't even get through with my wristband on when I didn't have one on, and I'm an artist. So they was really tripping like that or whatever. So I went in, I got through that little part, but I couldn't get through the security part. The lady was like, nah, you can't go. The dude was like, bro, you can't go past this area, so you got to go out the door. I go out the door, I call BG cameraman, Joey Spikes. He didn't answer. Junior Montana answered his phone. So I'm like, man, what's up? Whatever. He's like, I'm gonna call Joey and get Joey to get you a pass or something to come out and give it to you. So then I call Menace. Menace like, give me a second, I'm about to get it. I'm gonna come out there, whatever. But then another guy that was behind that in the back area, he was like, bro, you don't got no whatchamacallit, you got to get from over. So I was so pissed off, I had wound up leaving out. I saw Juggy when I was going out, and Juggy was by the gate getting other people, whatever. When I went all the way out. Cause I was like, man, I'm about to just go back to the resort. I'm just fucking. I ain't even tripping on this shit. So I didn't want to talk to Juggy to tell Juggy because if I'd have went in with Juggy, everybody would be like, well, damn, bro, Stunner got you out here. You going in with Juggy, that shit just wouldn't have looked it right. So I just had left and I went back to the hotel or whatever and I caught an Uber. But I saw the guy that drove us there and the chauffeur at the store. He was like, man, you want to just sit in the truck till they finish? It's about an hour left. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go back to the room. And that's what I did or whatever.
Yeah, so
I knew that was long, but it was a lot.
Yeah, so and us from being in situations like that, being backstage, I think I'm the only person that I ever seen get by with not in some of those events.
Right.
To those who don't go to events like that, it's seats in a crowd, it's front row seats, it's backstage pageant passes, it's backstage passes, and then you can get in the locker room,
right, on the stage and all that.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that's why when you see those people on stage, that's just different levels of security or whatever. And we done been together,
right?
Where we might be on the second level of security, and then we have. When we took that picture with P, we was all the way maxed out.
Yeah,
that means
we had to get in the room with his family. Was that his daddy was in that big person? All that.
So to get in there, we was on, I guess, level 5.
Right.
We could get in there, but they have other people would have never got in.
And that's why I was saying that he let me get through because I'm thinking because I'm going big, I was good. But like I said, it's not New Orleans. Yeah. It's different than people. It's really, really strict. Anybody out there that know that. And like I said, if you ever talked to Menace was like, I was right there when he told you that and you was walking with him. So like I said, it wasn't Baby's fault or whatever. Because like I said, he spent all that money for a nigga to get down there. And all that. It's just that's what happened. And that was my fault because I wasn't paying attention. I'm so busy talking to people backstage. I mean, by the dressing room area that I didn't get my pass when he was giving everybody the wristbands that you could get to that area. So that was my fault.
I'm gonna ask you this question. You got
go ahead.
On the New Orleans scene right now with music, with management, who up next if you had to say in New Orleans? Who would be up next?
Man, like I said, a lot of people, doing their thing. I know one thing. I'm betting on who I'm with right now, and I feel like he up next. J Merck. I feel like what he about to do with this new video he about to do that we just shot with Potent, that we did at the cemetery. I'm not gonna even say who the video about till people see it or whatever, but that's something that's gonna be real big. Whatever, he got songs with BG and Boosie called "Killers on My Team" that's gonna be real hot. That's coming out on BG and a new album. It's gonna be called Louisiana Landlords. J Merck gonna be on it, and he was supposed to do a video yesterday with Kid out the Ninth Wall, Joey Montana, BG. And Merck, it was supposed to be called, with Killers on My Team, they supposed to do the video for that. So the Freedom Boys with him and Boosie and BG, that's going to be a big one. I feel like that's somebody that's up next, whatever that. I really feel like I'm betting on.
Hardhead.
Yeah.
Hardhead. Yeah,
and Hardhead, Anthem, that 7 Hardhead.
was locked down together, man.
Okay, where y'all was locked up at?
At OPP.
Okay, in the Paris.
Angola.
Before he went to Angola.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, Merck, nigga, answer my calls. You heard me? you ain't too big just yet, nigga. You heard me? I've been calling you. We once had that connection, but yeah, I'm really rooting for him.
So let me ask you this then: was you in the Paris when Youngin was in there with him?
No,
BTY was
no,
in there?
no.
Oh, he wasn't in there
I went after that.
Okay.
Yeah, because Merck been down for.
Oh, you talking about the recent one? Or you talking about the one years ago?
Before the recent one, the 1 years ago. This happened like what? 19?
Okay.
Around that time. Okay. When he still was in the Paris before he got shipped. But he had already had his life sentence.
Okay. So he probably was back just fighting, going back and forth in court. Yeah. Right before he gave his time back.
Shout out to Merck. The dude could spit.
Right.
I think it was the jokes up in what that was, B2.
So, and you have another thing, another artist who was connected to BTY.
BTY Youngin, one of them. BTY Youngin, yeah. That's how I met J Merck through BTY Youngin. So I was working with BTY Youngin and I was, passing out the CDs, free CDs. We had the music on that Piff and all that stuff like that. So yes, Youngin been gone 8 years now, whatever. But Youngin was to me like this era, Soulja, Slim for Wise, the street type music, and Lil Derek, he was giving that type of vibe. So if anybody was familiar with like artists like Slim, Derek, and BG, type of vibes, that's kind of how Youngin was rapping, like to me.
And in the sense of when I think when Rick, he rep 7 War hard, I rep the 9 War till I'm die. Your life is so different where you have it's almost like a mixed breed or whatever. So you've been from all over the city of New Orleans.
I lived a lot of places.
Do you think that hurts you?
No, I actually think it's a strength because when you done lived a lot of places, like, and you moved a lot of places, you know a lot of people and stuff like that because you've been a lot of places. Just like when dudes be in jail, they know so many people from this part of town and that part of town because they meet them and all that stuff like that. So, no, me living in the East and the 7th Ward and the 6th Ward and all that a lot. We was on Section 8, so we moved a lot and all that stuff like that. So, it made, I just didn't, I guess if I wouldn't have got kicked out of one school in the 7th Ward when we went to Benville and moved on Tyre Lane, then I would have went to Gregory. I would have went to Kennedy. But by me not getting in the school I wanted to go to because my name Gregory, my brother went there, then that's why I wound up staying mostly at East schools like Abe and Livingston, even when I was downtown. So, no, but that's like Rob 49. Rob lived in the 4th Wall, lived in the 9th Wall. Baby lived in the 13th, in the 3rd Wall. Tupac lived in Brooklyn. And, I mean, he lived in Baltimore. He lived in Harlem. He lived in Marin City, Oakland, all that stuff like that. So, he got all that in him and all that. So I feel like, you know, the Seventh Ward and the East mean a lot to me. So I kind of rep both of them because both of them play a part of my story.
So, were you born in New Orleans?
I was born in New Orleans. I was born at the hospital called Hotel Dieu. The original Hotel Dieu go back to France. So the original Hotel Dieu was a hotel, a hospital for like the poor people. And they had the one that's LSU Hospital right across from Universal Hospital. You got LSU Hospital that was called Hotel Dieu. That's where I was born at. So Hotel Dieu was the hospital I was born in. And like I said, it's come from a French name. And my mom and dad, when they was living on Governor Nichols, which was a governor of Louisiana. That's the same school Nichols named after, which was not Frederick Douglass, but it was Nichols, and it's called Nichols State in Thibodeau or whatever. That's the street I lived on, right up the street from the African American Museum. So Treme, where I was living at when my mom and dad brought me home in the Sixth Ward, that's a historical black area with music and just culture. That's the original back of town and all that. So but like I said, the Seventh Ward is really where I in the East. That's kind of really where but the East is where a lot of my friends are. Cause like I said, cause I went to school with them 9 months out the year, and they coming by my house even when we was in the Seventh Ward.
So it's crazy for somebody to even mention, cause I've been hearing, we've been seeing, man, Geedy P not even from New Orleans. They're a country boy.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
This man got more history.
Yeah.
You know more history than I do, and I know I'm from this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, I know this or whatever. You got the name Geedy P. How did
I get that name?
About
getting that name? I get the name. My cousin them gave me that name, but you know my real name Greg and my last name Earls, and my sister nicknamed Deedee, and I always liked the Master P. Like even these glasses, these Versace glasses, the vintage kind from the 90s that Johnny designed. These the ones that Master P on make him say, he wore these on.
Yep.
He wore them on the Last Dine. Kane and Abel even wore them on their album cover too. I forgot the album it was, whatever. I don't know if it's My Brother's Keeper or whatever. But they had on like lime green, but they had these on too. But anyway, C Murder nickname in the project was Ceedy, and Master P nickname in the project was Petey. So the Geedy, if you look at my logo on my Instagram page, is the Geedy P, and it comes from Master P 1994 album, The Ghetto Trying to Kill Me. So if anybody know about that album, they'll see the logo with the 8-ball and the P and the old English letters. And I liked the old English because in the 80s, a lot of the street guys was always using that to tag the wall. That just looked like the tattoo that everybody was doing, old English everything. So I wanted to use that.
So you think since you've been working, and they have an influence on all of us on both sides,
right?
Being a fan of No Limit and just a fan of music in general, that's not a problem with working with Cash Money.
No, because Baby know that I done told him before that I admire what him and his brother did, and I admire what Master P did. Both of them influenced me. No different from the way he might say Eazy-E, J Prince influenced him or something like that, or something like Puffy. So I was influenced, Suge Knight. I was influenced by Master P and Baby and Slim for sure. I'm from New Orleans, so you know I got love for both of them. And a lot of times I didn't hear people say, "Oh man, Geedy don't probably post artists from the Cali, or he don't post artists from this part of Uptown or the West Bank or the East or whatever." Even with the stuff with the Cali stuff, my name and all that come from, like I said, Master P. He from out the Cali. C Murder or whatever, fighting the 10-2 or whatever. My brother affected by his. Right. I took a picture with him in Hudson. He told me he was glad what I was doing. I'm doing stuff that other people ain't even doing. I'm not even from that area or whatever. And my daddy played baseball and basketball for Rosenwald, which is in Baggertown. Right. He went to Darren Junior High. He went to, which Darren was named after a guy, one of the first African Americans to practice medicine in America. He was born in Philadelphia, but he was raised in New Orleans, and he died at 40 years old. But that's the school he went to, and he went to his other school too, Chester Elementary. So yeah, so that's schools around there. So people be saying stuff about my family on my daddy's side from Uptown.
Right.
Aunties and uncles, a lot of them went to Booker T and all that. So yeah, so.
And me and Rick talked about it. I've always been a fan of both sides.
There's
so many different things on both sides. I remember P wearing the whole rag on your head. Back then, Tommy Hilfiger used to have Tommy Gill one.
Right.
When you put the thing on your head, and Master P had his own.
Right.
And he had the shades or whatever.
Right.
When Baby them
some of them the skull kind of whatever. Put you over.
And then when Baby them came, when they came with that jewelry, Cash Money had me on Canal Street. I know Canal Street on New York is a big thing, but down here they just started selling the jewelry with the diamonds in there.
Right.
And me and my partner was in the store, and I'm like, for $30 I can have this.
Boy,
Right.
that purple.
Right.
Boy, I had the chain with the thing on there. Rick, we were stopped at the bank. I got the bracelet, the watch, the whole chain with the R. Kelly rocks in my
Yeah.
hair.
bro.
Yeah.
We went to the bank. It was First NBC. You know, First NBC closed down now.
Right.
But I got a knot of ones. Put some 10s and 20s over there. We had both of the pants on, sagging like I don't know what.
Stunning.
My uncle, my partner Chop, he remember this story. His uncle came outside and said, "Y'all want a car?" Drove us the keys of a car. It's a 1970 something. We got BB guns that's like 9s. Weighing them on outside.
Lord, y'all was
Y'all
big
went all
thugging.
the way, huh?
And got the AKs in the trunk.
No,
Man,
Cash
when
Money
I
had
tell
y'all
you-
out your body.
Cash Money, literally, with a beeper that's off. I used to have to wait till my brother go to work to give me his beeper, but the one I had it was off,
Right.
and I had the alarm going off every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So look,
Like
every
a
time
alarm.
I'm with the crew, it beep. Hold on, I step aside.
Like
I
you
got
was
his
that
phone
boy.
too. Oh man,
Yes.
Rick out the big time.
I see it, bro. I heard you.
Well, my neck started itching like I don't know what. 2 days in, I was like, "Oh no, baby, gonna have to give me a real chain."
Right. Nah, and I think they had that kind of effect on people. People even going in the food court in the plaza and getting the little ashtrays that was like gold and putting it in their mouth and all that, going to the beauty supply and going put the soldier rags on their head thinking they know them in the Cash Money. So that didn't just happen to us. That happened to even like Nipsey and them. Dolph and them was doing it on Memphis. Cam Ryan was all getting hooters. This No Limit Soldier, that No Limit Soldier, all in Harlem. So it affected Young Jeezy, everybody. Everybody was affected the same way you was culturally.
Right.
No Limit and Cash Money did that to people.
Right.
And they're still doing it.
Right. I remember and I said, man, baby, I have you in jail, stunned too hard. Baby said he was gonna buy the Superdome. And I
Run
think
Benson out the city.
And Manny Fresh supposed to be buying the Astrodome.
Yeah.
And
Make a dome your home.
yeah, we on the phone with females. They had the party line. You telling them lies long as Claiborne.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with Cash Money, man. Yeah, I just said, man, hold on, let me call baby.
And they'll believe it too.
Line on the
Yeah.
party line.
Man, I tell you, man, that was the days.
Party line definitely was a moment like
Yeah.
you know you know.
Yeah, and man, I told some of the biggest lies. But we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with you guys. And this episode is brought to you by EraBody's Coffee.
I want to talk about this blogging era, this vlogging era, and the separations that is causing between your mainstream artists and the artists, who feel like they can't,
Transition.
who can't transition. Like, what do you feel from being a vlogger and how important it is to catch up in this day and age?
Well, everybody have their phones, so they got little babies be on phones all day, whatever, on YouTube videos, TikTok and all that. So everybody, if you don't catch up to what's going on, you get left behind. But I feel like a lot of people don't understand it. They be like, "Oh man, everybody got to speak on people or whatever." But these be the same people in the comment. They got an opinion on everything. But you saying why people talking about everything or people need to mind their business? This the era we live in. This the information era. This the social media era. This the internet era where everybody got podcasts and platforms and there's content out there. So people gonna talk about things that they talked about in the barbershop or talked about in the school gymnasium. Now they talking about it on their own social media platforms, YouTube channels that they building up organically. So that's just what it is, whatever and all that. So you got to understand how to play the game. And people like things that cause conversations. People might be talking about relationships. Why women can't get men? Are men doing this? Who the best rapper? Jay-Z or this one, a young boy or this one and all that. So everybody gonna always do that or whatever. But if they don't understand it, then they gonna get lost in the sauce because it ain't just about the music. You gotta have personality too. And I feel like that all makes sense. That's why reality TV shows started to be so disruptive at that time when it got popular on MTV because people wanted to see that. They was doing the stuff like The Diary, the Behind the Music, and they was doing stuff like Access Granted. The Real World was the first thing on MTV and all that. But when Jay-Z and them did like the Diary and all that, and they'll show Jay-Z go and get a cheesecake at Junior's, then go in Marcy Projects and go get a juice, and then go to the studio or sign autograph. It was showing you, the behind the scenes of day in the life, and people want to see that. So I feel like with the social media, people want to hear your take on things, and they want to see a little more of your personality. The music good too, but you got to give them a little more of that, I feel.
So for artists like Jay-Z, who deleted his social media accounts, how do they stay? Yeah, how do they stay
with
relevant?
somebody as big as Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're established. But I'm talking about the ones that's on the come up, it'd be a little tougher for them. Now, I'm not saying you can't be mysterious, because some of them do, but that don't really work a lot. Like Kendrick could do that, be so established. But when you first coming in, you got to find a way to get attention. Of course, people like Sade was very mysterious, always have been. But she come from a different era and all that. It was just the music had to speak for them. But now, in the social media era and all that, people got short memory spans. Everything's so quick, turn and burn. You got to know how to get people attention. And that's why Charleston White was able to be what he was doing. He just was disruptive and all that. But his content could be like very disrespectful and all that. So it could still get him hurt. Like I just seen him in Memphis the other day. He was running the dudes like, hey, Charleston White, bro, we your friend or whatever. And he was spooking because the dudes was really like showing him like, we could pull up on you or whatever. He's like, no, man, get away from me, help me. He was telling security and that. But sometimes it ain't that fun, because a lot of time people could talk about those type of things and they can't go outside. So you don't want to be too disrespectful to where you can't go outside and enjoy your celebrity and your fame and all that. And I feel good that, I could still go to parades all the time. I could go to certain things. I could go out of town and be with my family and whatever in Vegas, and I could be outside. So you got to just do it and kind of have some integrity.
That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't understand. You'll hear me say this all the time. I don't like rappers. Rappers, Skip Bayless from ESPN.
Right.
Can walk around. He on the news. You can have a news anchor disrespectful, saying stuff, and he still walk around.
Right.
You could be a blogger, and you'll see that rapper, he'll won't fight you.
Right.
I always have a problem that I hear Mace and Cam talk about it. Mace said you want to be gangster on a non-gangster dude.
Right.
So if this man a blogger, and he don't work for the news, he doing it himself, you'll fight him.
Right.
But the guy on the news can say anything. It's like, we have, with the reporter we have down here in New Orleans, Lee Zurich.
Lee Zurich, yeah. He always go and report on people.
He report, you going to jail. Two things you about to do if you do a report on you. You going to jail or you stepping down from your position.
Yeah.
He could walk anywhere.
Right.
If you say, I'm going to start being an investigative reporter, and I'm going to do the same thing Lee Zurich do, but you ain't signing no news, they'll kill you.
Yeah. They did that what Sean was saying. Vlad could ask them the same stuff, but if Sean do it by being black, they won't hurt him and all that. I don't think a lot of times that people understand the media and what journalism is, and a lot of them really didn't have it like how I was doing it. Like that's why Sean Cotton was like, man, you the spokesman. Like you really like coming with the facts, you knowledgeable of it, and you know how to curate the content good. But like you said, if I don't do it, who else gonna really do it the way I do it? And like you said, but if white people do it, it's cool. But if we do it, they won't hurt you. It's just like people just program wrong, bro, and they don't really understand it. I feel like
no, go ahead, finish.
Yeah, and I just feel like they don't understand. They don't understand what we do. They think every blog. Now I'm not saying some bloggers are not just being straight malicious and just messy, and that's all they feed off is the negativity, because that's what the algorithms reward. But if I post something educational about Haiti and New Orleans connection, something about food, or something about W.B. Du Bois, or something about John Brown being a martyr and doing things he was doing before the Civil War even started, nobody ain't gonna hear nothing about that.
Well, that's what me and you always connect it, because we like content like that. But I would say, as a blogger, your responsibility, because you released a guy information, and then people got on him, and then come to find out he was a sugar cookie.
Oh man.
So is it a responsibility for you to make sure invent them person out? Because when you once you get in that role, that when you say something, people believe it.
Right.
But why you sound biased?
No, I ain't biased about it. He was a sugar cookie, but he wasn't out as a sugar cookie. He came out as a gangster rapper.
Yeah.
And people give him credit to vouch for him, and then he came out to be a sugar cookie. So that's the problem that people will have, that you vouch for him.
Well, of course, I didn't know, D, that he had that video out there. I didn't know that. I just heard the music like everybody else. He was going viral. People was loving the music. You talking about Yellow. from Morgan City or whatever. Yellow, music was going crazy, everybody was going crazy, old man, stuff like that. And everything went left. I mean, Stunner was, liking the music. Everybody till that video came out, and that was the battleship. So I did stand on that, and I still was trying to post him after that. But every time I post him, it's like they just be lighting him up in the comments. It's like it really truly hurt him. But I didn't know nothing about that video till I saw it. Like everybody else, I was shocked.
So why he don't just come get on a beat and be on a sissy bounce artist in New Orleans? They'll help his career. Because he can't be a gangster rapper no more and mess with the boys.
Like I said, that man still making the music he want to do, and that's on him. Right. What he doing. Like I said, I didn't know that.
Now, hold on.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, when he come out, he did he ever embrace it? No. He fight it off.
Well, he said that. What he said? He said
somebody held him down, or he was on a pill or something like that. And then, come on now, we ain't going for that. Not as a gangster rap. Come on, somebody, you took a pill or something.
I just know, like I said, and like I told him before, after that video came out, bro, it's definitely gonna hurt your credibility. It'll never be the same. Yeah. And that's just like, I mean, some people be ratting and they still have a little career, which I don't even be understanding. To do songs with rats and stuff like that, but people do something like that with a video like that, yeah, it's gonna hurt your credibility. Like I say, I don't know if he'd have been a big star or whatever, and that would have kind of like he would have been able to come back from it on the way up. Yeah, that's
unless he chose a different demographic.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. If he would have called Big Frida, got on the song, and boom, blew it up, gangster, gay rapper. Boy, take your calling and stop running from it.
Nah, I don't know. Like I said, I wish him the best and all that, but like I said, I know after that, bro, it was never gonna be the same, and I didn't know nothing about that. It was shocking to me, just like everybody else. I was like, God damn.
So,
like,
what the conversation is with Baby after that?
I mean, it's just everything got cut off.
Yeah, so and that's what I'm saying. Baby, like, damn, you introduced me to him. So do you not, since that situation, do you feel it more responsible now when you about to say this the next hot artist?
So you talking about like just to know a little more about him?
Yeah.
I mean, you can still ask people, is there anything that's gonna come out that might hurt you down the line? Of course, but people still might don't tell you all these secrets.
And that's the same thing I was saying about being a professional. What you just saying, Source Magazine. If Source Magazine would have had them in there and didn't come out, now people look at Source like in Source Magazine looking at it like, how I'm supposed to know that? I'm only going off his music.
Right, well, I would say to this, all right, that's like a dude could be married to his wife, right? They got serial killers that's been married to their wives for 20 years. They've been chopping women heads off, raping, killing, prostitutes and all that. Yeah. Going to work every day, kissing their kids, bringing them to the soccer practice, but your dad is a serial killer, whatever and all that. So they got a lot of them out there, so they don't even be knowing what they got a monster in their family. And they got a lot of men that probably be doing things that people don't know about. And it's shocking to it might have been, it's just as shocking to his girlfriend as me. She had to even take it even harder than I did. So, like I said, everybody not gonna let you know everything. People don't even know everything their brothers do.
Right.
Be like, man, my brother was molesting one of our nieces and all that, and this come out later, and niggas be like, we didn't never know that.
Right.
And the family won't fuck them up, but they didn't know it till it finally came out.
Right.
So everybody got skeletons in their closet. I just was with the man for his talent, and that's what people are taking and spinning. And Joe saw it, but I just seen the talent. I look at all the talent. I don't go deep into their personal matters. I just try to listen to the talent.
Because that's something they got to deal with. Right. That's them personally.
No, but I want to make it clear. It's not that I'm helping up for the Source Magazine and the blogger.
Right.
You don't know these things. But now that since you have a platform and you saying that he's next up, any flaws on him come back to you. Right. Especially when you're African American.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if it was Vogue magazine said it, they won't say nothing about
People
it.
magazine,
Yeah, People. But if it's Source, if it's
Double XL,
somebody like that, they gonna
Academics,
hold us accountable.
No, I get what you're saying.
They gonna hold us accountable for something like that. And like you gonna sit down and ask somebody, hey, I need to ask.
That's just like I said, bro. They'll celebrate all the good things. All the good things I do, from going to the Capitol, fighting for laws, campaigning for like mayor candidates. Being with your cousin, getting people in prison to talk to guys, whatever, about doing things different when they come. A lot of stuff, helping give away toys and all like stuff. Just any little positive things. People don't care about that, but let some, or he didn't get in the verses or whatever. Any little thing, people that just want to see things bad with me, but they don't never talk about the good things we do. Whatever. But it's all good though, because there's a lot of people that do appreciate what I do, but they see the stuff with Yellow, but they don't see all the other artists that help. But they'll be like, "Oh man, you know." But
I do want.
But all I gotta still deal with it all though.
The 10-2, Louisiana was one of the only states that's on
Still-
deal with 10.
Well, they was the only one that still left. The only one that had adopted it was Oregon, but they stopped doing it. So Oregon and Louisiana initially started it back in like 1898 after the Civil War during the Reconstruction era.
Right.
Then Oregon wound
Hold
up
on,
picking it
before
up.
you go in there,
Okay.
explain to people what 10 to 2 is.
Well, it was a law that racist white people in Louisiana implemented to silence the black voters. So the black men, because white women couldn't even vote at the time, but black men could vote at that time, and they could be on a jury, but they only needed 10 to win. So in most places that'd be a mistrial, and anywhere else, in like in New York or in Nebraska and Ohio, but in Louisiana, if you had 10, you win. But Thurgood Marshall said in like 1970, and I want to say like 75 or something like that, when he was a Supreme Judge, he was like, that was still reasonable doubt. If all of them not agreeing collectively, then that's reasonable doubt. Somebody should get a second chance at the trial. Y'all just don't try the case again, and it just be like they be free till y'all figure out y'all got enough to take them back to trial. So Louisiana had it with 10 people say guilty and 2 not guilty, and that was really to get at least 2 people that was black that they was gonna put on the jury, because they was gonna stack it with at least 10 white people or whatever. So if the 2 blacks said no, it still didn't matter. You was going up the river. And that's what affected C. Murder, Master P brother, in Jefferson Parish. And that's what affected my brother in Jefferson Parish with 10-2. And that's the same parish that they said don't come across the bridge with those chiwis in your head. And that's the same parish that David Duke, which was a grand wizard in the suit, worked in that same parish.
And I would say this, all right. They changed the law, right?
They changed it, yeah, but they didn't make it retroactive. Right.
Now explain to those, and I'm going detail to this because I want y'all to explain what it is. I know what it is, but I want him to explain.
Right.
Retroactive, which means
retroactive mean once something become retroactive, it goes back. So anybody that was affected by old law, like say they had exhausted all their appeals, and they don't have no more appeals to go to be able to review their case to get back in court, it'll affect them. So it'll go back on everybody. But they stopped it. So like when the guy Bear, when Super Sin cousin and stuff like that, when he went to jail with the stuff with the Will Smith, the Saints player, and it was road rage killing, he was affected by it. That's why he had to go back to trial.
Right.
But they convicted him this time with all 12.
Right.
And I think Derrick Grove, the guy that was on Run Woo, he even had it, I think, too. That's why he kept going back to trial and mistrial, because he had a 10-2 verdict too. My brother had that too. So like I said, initially it was like 1,500 brothers and sisters throughout the state of Louisiana. It might be 1,000 now, because some of them then got out on Jefferson, on Jason Williams' side, because he kind of looked at some of the cases, retried them, and copped out the deals. But then there's a lot of them that's been dying off, and now they got it to where they denied it again at the legislator's office, because Royce Duplessis was trying to come up with a remedy in the Capitol, but the legislators that's mostly Republican keep voting against it. So it's messed up.
And right now, which is so important, so now I got to drag you into politics. We have over the records department in New Orleans, we have Darren Lombard and we have Calvin
Duncan.
Yeah.
That's my daddy friend, Calvin Duncan.
So Calvin Duncan is one of the guys that got out.
Right, that was in prison. Yeah,
that had to fight for
his freedom.
Records.
Got a law degree and everything.
Got a law degree, and one of the biggest problems that he had was getting his records to fight a new trial.
Right.
So now they're up for running right now.
Run off, yeah.
Or whatever. And what do you think about that situation?
I'm going with Calvin all the way. Like I said, Calvin was somebody that was in Angola that was teaching a lot of people. So even like Buff, that was from the part that you lived in, Buff, Merle brother, Ofrey, YD uncle, he is somebody that taught Buff, and and Calvin Duncan taught a lot of people. So everybody looked up to him with that legal law stuff. And like I said, he didn't got himself out of Angola. He didn't got himself on a ballot. So he was all in the newspaper in Oregon, because like I said, they had him on their documents with the 10-2 stuff, because he always been advocating for the 10-2. He's a strong advocate for 10-2. So like I said, Calvin Duncan is somebody that I feel like the people should want to get behind, because he didn't seen it on all sides.
Right.
And he really fought to change his whole narrative in his story. It's a great story.
A tremendous great story. His story is tremendous. He got out, and the brother then educated so many of the brothers that we look up to. Robert Jones, Peanut.
Yep, Peanut. Yeah.
Shouts out to that.
Yep.
So what's next for you?
Just like my brother didn't want me to do more podcasts and more interviews with people and all that. I supposed to be. I know David was saying I supposed to be doing. He was trying to get me to do something with Rob 49 because he really got a good relationship with his mom, Chrissy. I supposed to be trying to do something with Master P and all that. Hopefully I get that done so we could talk about the Cartier with the diamonds. And I know Detroit don't want to hear that, but I want to do that. And just keep talking about the hip hop stuff and all. Like I said, the stuff that they want to hear, the stuff about Young Boy, the tour, all that. I just want to keep doing all that kind of good stuff and all that.
All right. Speaking of that, though, NLE the Great, he came out with this disc. I don't know if you heard it. I forgot the name of the disc, but
Called KO, I think.
KO. What do you think about the messaging? Him trying to go after one of the biggest artists right now.
I feel like it's not. I mean, right now, Young Boy is so big, it's not gonna work or whatever. Now, if he was big, then it probably could be somewhat effective because he trying to say the message in the music and all. And I know he attacking him on his merits about that. But going at Young Boy as strong as he is now, and the type of fans he got, is gonna hurt him more than it's gonna help him on all that stuff. So, like I said, I get what he's saying about the message and the music, and he have a right to say that because that's what hip hop about. People gonna come at you for your views on things, and they're gonna attack you, especially when you at the top. That's gonna come. Hip hop always been like that. Now, is it a safe bet? I don't think so, but that could start a whole nother thing with Memphis and with the people that's behind Chapo and the people that's with Young Boy and them crew and all that. And it could kind of start a lot of tension because Young Boy mama had already kind of went off on him or whatever. So, and he might say something about Young Boy mama and it could be a thing and it could spiral into something else. So, I mean, when you're dealing with somebody like Young Boy that already got people that he already bombing on, it ain't going to be nothing for him to come at him or whatever. So, I don't know. It might get ugly before it get better or whatever.
So the message in the music all together right now, where we stand at in 2025? All right, I'm just dealing with us as black people. We got a 1.4 trillion out of spending power. All right, the white man said we gave y'all a black president. Y'all got celebrities now. I made some of y'all athletes billionaires. I made you the #1 news lady, a billionaire, Oprah. I done gave y'all niggas all that I can give you, and y'all still complaining. I'm not telling you to talk about kill yourself. You talk about killing yourself. I don't say that on my network that I'm gonna kill my people and call my woman out her name. You do that.
Right.
So y'all still complaining. So to the white man that's out there not saying, Darren, that ain't nothing I can do for y'all. What more do y'all want?
Well, like I said, they still got a lot of those white guys that sign them checks and they still they still funding that music. But like you say, I think it always start with the community. If you change the conditions where they come from, you could take roots and you could grab stuff out the ground. But if you don't plant nothing back that could blossom and turn into something that's positive, then they're going to keep talking about all they know is a condition. It's been a long time like this, so it take a long time. That's like somebody that's been in prison and you've been eating with a spoon because you can't eat with a fork because it's a weapon for so long, and you got a timer to eat because the next group of dudes got to come in here and sit down and eat. You've been conditioned like that. It take a while to unchange that. So, and to go back with the athletes being politicians or speaking out, Malcolm X told you a long time ago, those people can't be politicians and all that and talk about things. They just athletes. They just got a little influence, but they're not real freedom fighters like him and how Martin Luther King was. So you can't expect that out of athletes, whatever. But it's a white man's world that they took from Native Americans and they did it to a lot of people and all that, the Europeans and stuff like that. So, but they gonna throw a dog a bone. They gonna tell you stay in the communities where it's dangerous at, and they don't want to live in them areas, but they want to prosecute people that look like me and you and try to say they care about them, but they wouldn't live right there, and they're not gonna donate to those parks. Or they won't send their sons to play at those parks. Right. Even if they might donate it as a charitable measure, they won't put their son to play at Horrell Park. They won't let their son play football for St. Aug.
So, but what would you say, and Rick? I want you
the music can be better because, like I said, I come up off Tupac. So, what your initial point is, like, I wish it was more J. Cole's and all that stuff like that. But the drill music then accelerated, and that's what everybody then got the most disruptive content, the most controversial stuff. They reward that. People don't even care about when people get killed no more. At one time when you saw somebody die, now we see it all the time on the internet. People get murdered, shot down. Oh man, they caught them lacking. They got that goofy. People just, it's fun now. Right. They don't have they numb to like that now. And it's sad, but that's just the way we live.
When you say gentrification, we say that, and the first time I ever heard about it when I watched the movie Barbershop, I heard Boys in the Hood. Right. When what the father name was?
Trey, you talking about Lawrence Fishburne dad, but I forgot his name.
Styles. Okay. Harriet Styles or whatever his name was. And he talked about gentrification or whatever. But when gentrification come in, the same lot that been there, you will see white people go to cut those lots. So the lot been in a black neighborhood and nobody won't take the lawnmower and go cut this lot just to make it look better. And now when they start doing it, you're picking on them for cleaning up your neighborhood where you stand. So what it would take to get the love back? To say I stay here. I'm not gonna throw no bottle.
Right.
Even if I drink right here, we gonna clean up right here.
Right. I think it's all about community. When you feel like it's community and it's love, like a lot of those black communities doing, like I said, when they had the Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and a lot of places and all that stuff like that, in Rosewood in Florida. And just Harlem, Sugar Hill and all that, like certain places where black people took pride, they was educated, they cared about their barbershops and patronizing business. The love got to come back. When people love their people and they love where they from, they care about it. And they know their history on where they come from. Right. So when you know the history of where you come from and the power in where you come from, then it really mean a lot more to you because you understand the significance of this area. If you don't know that, then you're not going to care about it and all that stuff. It don't mean nothing to you because you don't see no value in it because you don't even understand the history.
Right. I totally agree to that too. Right. I feel like, also with the bigger artists, and for the ones who may see this, it's time to go back to your community and give back. And we talked about Youngboy. I mentioned his name like a few times within this interview. And they had some young ladies of Baton Rouge in a certain community, and it was like...
It was in his neighborhood.
Yeah, in his neighborhood. Like, he don't come back and give nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The biggest artist in modern day time, and you not giving back, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a big deal.
I would say that why the pressure is on... we give back, but we are not that big.
Right.
So why the pressure is always on one black person that make it? And I always ask this interview... I always ask this question because I was watching another interview and black players were sitting around a white guy and their mom had a normal house with normal cars and he got his check and he ain't have to do all that.
Yeah. Right.
So why it is that when one person make it out there, the responsibility is, and BG even said on Breakfast Club, half of the reason why he was on drugs just the stress alone with, man, I got to take care of this person calling, I got to do that, and somebody go to jail, they get buried. The responsibility, why is it like that? And you can't show love to the people that's in the neighborhood that's doing it. If you get behind them, instead of him coming back and have to do the whole park, we went on a park, cut the grass. We took out paint ourselves and we painted the gates, this, that, and other. And now all he got to do is see what we doing and just donate for the basketball goal.
I feel like it's a spark of hope, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like that spark is what it ignites the bigger flame.
But it's a difference between me investing in what you're doing and you're not doing nothing and want me to come in there. When the football player Jerome Brown passed away from Mississippi, Reggie White went to his town and he told the people they were trying to build a community center. It was like 100,000. He said, "Well, look, I'll donate 50. Y'all come up with 50." They said it was a lot of money. I don't want to write the check for your community. I want you to get the spark going, and I come in and help what you're doing already. But if you're not doing nothing already, how you getting mad at me?
No, but I'm saying if it's your community, the community that you in, and why not? You know what I'm saying?
And I would think too, like I said, much is given, much is expected. So I get that, and like I said, I feel like I said, how P used to go to Rosenwald, and give certain people to do certain little things where they from, like Dolph would do things where he from and all that, and Cascade. So yeah, when you got it, it's work done. In Baton Rouge, he always did things for the housing for the mothers and all that stuff like that.
I couldn't make it to the Christmas event at 9 Times Associated Pleasure Club that do a tremendous job in the neighborhood. So by them already doing this stuff, I just sent my stuff over to them. I didn't have to go.
You just added to it.
I just added to what they was already doing. Right. So sometimes I am there.
But that's because those brothers from that area, they love where they from. They love that desired community, and that's what I was saying earlier. If you know the history of where you from and you love it, then it's gonna matter more. So just like Carver, all Carver alumni want to do stuff for us. Same way with a big school like damn Harvard, they got a lot of damn money to do things with their alumni because all of them pull back. They make money and they keep donating to it, and that's why they have the best of everything. Right. Same thing like LSU. So I feel like when people from those areas do make it, especially when you kind of talked about all the stuff, or you love your area so much and you rep it so hard, you should want to do things like Killer Mike. Right. Killer Mike want to do things in the west side of Atlanta and T.I. and them because this the area that they got so much game from and so much love and so much knowledge from, so they want to do things for us. So that's how I feel about it. And
that's why in New Orleans, I don't like people consistently going to schools outside, because I don't see the school pride no more like we used to have.
Right. Yeah.
It's a pride. I'm George Washington Carver. When I tell you, either you bleed orange and green or get up the street.
Yeah.
You can speak against anything else. You say something against Carver. The night was a whole. He know this from experience.
Yeah.
We're not having that.
Right.
So, but I feel as though like now, since they let people go to any school, I don't see
That's like Carl. Carl take all the good football players and they go across the river. So they could have been at Carl, but they could have been. But Carl get all the players. They got it not to. It's like they get all the best, and a lot of them doing that. You know, so everything changes. Different since I guess it's like charter schools.
It's the charter.
It's the charter. But St. All like that also. They have.
But you know, but St. All always was like that because it was always a private school.
Right.
But I'm talking about Carl is an Orleans Parish school that do the same thing that a Catholic school to do, you know?
No, they charter. They actually charter too. They charter.
Right.
They chartered.
Right.
So that's why they could go and recruit from anywhere.
Yeah, because you know what, but it wasn't like that back in the day when we talking about,
You was
but
locked off.
Yeah.
We're going to take our last commercial break right quick, and this commercial break is sponsored by also EraBody's Coffee. Welcome back, man. I have one, this is the last question I want to ask you. What you think is with the young boy
NBA young boy?
NBA young boy, do you think New Orleans have any influence on him, or he just they had it like that in Biora and he was able? Or do you think we play a part in their style, or they play a part in our style? Anything?
Yeah, what I would say to that is, I mean, we people done seen Young Boy do the 3800 Baby, and he didn't reference like C Murder and the Magnolia and the Melphamine Project, and said certain stuff about, you know, all kind of New Orleans type stuff. And we know his ties with Birdman. I remember when he was on Rap Radar, he said that Baton Rouge look up to New Orleans. They was getting more bloody, they was killing, and they was more gangsters, so we kind of look up to them. That was his words on Rap Radar with Elliot and B-Dot. But he got a lot of people from New Orleans around him. Now, Young Boy was influenced a lot historically by like Lil Fat. Lil Fat is from Uptown in Baton Rouge. Uptown come from Big Head calling it Uptown because BG had a song called Uptown Thing. And he told Ivy, we're going to start calling this Uptown and all that. So they don't got dudes repping downtown in Baton Rouge. They got them repping Uptown. And that's why you'll see Big Head throw that up. Big Head was with Trill Entertainment for people that don't know. And he was real good friends with Ivy. That was Boosie's friend or whatever and all that. That was from the top. But anyway, yes, from stuff like that. And if you ever watched a documentary called Diamonds in the Dirt, Baton Rouge would say that New Orleans influenced them. That's why they made the Thuggin' and Lovin' It, something like that DVD when Wayne made the New Orleans Exposed.
Right.
You know, a lot of them Tekken man, them like Lil Wayne and Soulja Slim Flows and, you know, Webbin, Boosie Love, Juvenile and BG. So yes, Baton Rouge influenced by us, but they did get their own sound with Mouse and Shantae and the guys the Jiggalators with Sam Miami and all
dudes,
the Jiggalators,
man, them dudes be rolling. I ain't gonna lie, be alright.
So once, and I'll say like even though Loke and them come before C-Loke and Max Mandela and Young Bleed and them, they had their thing going on with her, but I feel like that jig sound that Shantae and them made, they took it to a whole nother level and all that. So they influenced by us just like Baton Rouge influenced by us. Memphis influenced by us. They'll tell you Atlanta dudes influenced by
everyone. Jackson, Mississippi, baby, New Orleans.
Right, and even dudes in Florida influenced by us a lot of whatever.
And just because we influence y'all, they killing and all, we don't like that down here. So don't do that in y'all town. Taking out us, take all the good stuff,
big facts,
food and all that and all that. Don't take that. Try to get the second line clubs and associate because it's so much misunderstood about New Orleans because of the killing.
But this what I said though, like I said, it's nothing. See, people that take it like you trying to shit on Baton Rouge when you say they're influenced by New Orleans, whatever. The real dudes, especially older guys, they know they is influenced by us. Like even on, I think he talking about that when the girls was on my page when Young Boy was talking. That was on my page. The girl said son. They wasn't saying son out there. That we was saying son because, you know, but a lot of people went out there for Katrina and people have been going to Southern and stuff. So a lot of people from New Orleans be in Baton Rouge and they got friends from New Orleans and all that stuff like that. And it ain't that far. No Limit was in Baton Rouge at one time. But we always was saying son. We don't mind saying that New York and Philly and the East Coast influenced us. We was liking the Dipset and the Rockefellers and the State Props and all that stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with being influenced by something. All of us was influenced by something. Like I said, Shopping with Ken that made a lot of little fat beats that Young Boy liked a lot. His beats was a lot of the old Cash Money remix and all that. So there's nothing wrong with us influencing them because they like 45 minutes or an hour away. Yeah. So I don't know why people take it like a nigga trying to shit on them. New Orleans was influenced by stuff. They was in Young Boys influenced by Chief Key at one time. You know, he liked it, Kodak Black or whatever. So everybody, but now he bigger than all of them or whatever. You know, so Ain't nothing wrong with that or whatever. But shout out to Baton Rouge. I like what Young Boy doing. What I would say is that the same way Atlanta got treated when Outkast got booed at the Source Awards, and then years later Outkast wound up being one of the greatest groups of all time in Billboard, and Atlanta wound up taking the rap game from New York. That's the same way now it's Baton Rouge time. And Young Boy, the biggest in the game, and he happened to be from Baton Rouge.
Right.
Boosie was getting clowned at one time in New Orleans. People used to be saying he had a country voice and he got a, he sound like this, but now, people love Kevin Gates and people definitely love Young Boy. Look how they was chasing him in the streets in New Orleans.
Right.
I got one more thing too, officially, before we get into this next segment. Besides getting into like the concerts behind the scene, with Birdman, what's one of the most things that you really respect about Birdman? Outside of the image that really being portrayed that people capture off social media.
What I was respect about him the most, first of all, he gave money towards J. Merck lawyer, Merck that you say he was in prison with. He gave money towards J. Merck lawyer, and his girl took care of the rest with her. Merck girl took care of the rest at the time. Baby didn't have to do that because Baby make a dime off him. And when I say Baby, that's Birdman, Stunning, the one we call him Baby. Baby then gave $8,000 towards my brother lawyer. Like, my brother not from Uptown. Baby don't know my brother from a can of paint. He just know the love I got for my brother. That's the same love he got for his big brother. And he say he respect that. And he say he respect what I did for BTY Younger when he was in jail, because that's how he found out about me. So he was like, I see that you got a good heart. So these are a lot of things that people don't know that the man done done or whatever that he didn't have to do, because he didn't make no money off me. And even when he was doing the stuff with the guy that I was telling you about earlier, that he was working with, that he started working with from Morgan City, Yellow, he didn't have to do that because he didn't officially do no contract and make no money off him or whatever, but he was just doing this stuff out the love for me. So like I said, a lot of times people might be like, man, he don't rock with you. He don't got you on payroll. You looking like a clown. You ain't getting the events. Like I said, this man gave me $8,000 towards my brother. I got the cash app receipts to prove it. And my mom and them, we was able to take care of something for my brother. So I greatly appreciate that. So forever, I'm always respect him for that. And like I said, even get me down to Vegas, making sure me and his cousin and Moby went down there to New York and enjoyed New York. I never been to New York before, and I got a chance to do that. So there's a lot of things he done for me, doing interviews with me on YouTube, Instagram Live. He never got on Instagram Live with nobody outside of Drewski. So for him to do that 2 times with me, that was big. So he don't have to do nothing ever again no more for me in life, and I appreciate just that, what he did or whatever. So,
Big ups.
Yeah. Right. This next segment we have called Do You Remember?
Okay.
We go to TV shows, music, or whatever. We just go back in time to see if your mind was where you was in that time.
My old favorite shows and movies.
Yeah. So, this question, one of my favorite TV shows called Martin.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
With Martin?
Hell yeah. Mama Payne.
And Martin went into him and Gina savings account to buy a pair of Jordans. Mm-hmm. What number was those Jordans that he brought?
Damn, I can't remember what number it was. That wasn't the ones he gave the little dude for Christmas?
No, that wasn't the ones. That wasn't them.
I don't remember.
They was just walk you back. They just came out, and Gina had to, because she had a boot on her car, she had to go in the account. So when he seen her go in the account, he went in the account, and he went and brought him a Jordans. And on that particular episode, she brought him back and got him some L Wax, the one that she had to get him the L Wax.
So was it the Foles?
No.
Damn.
He wore Jordans all the time, but
right.
It wasn't the Foles. It was a 10.
It was 10?
Yes,
you got me on that one. I definitely remember the shoes he had on.
Yeah, so this next question, what year do you remember when Cash Money and No Limit was formed? That's a double question.
Cash Money started in 91 because they got the name from New Jack City. Yeah. And No Limit, the record store, I want to say like 89 or something like that. But I think he released his first album under No Limit. Should have been in 91 when that was, that should have been, was it Get Away Clean? A Mama Bad Boy? I want to say like, I want to say that the record store opened in 89, but he probably officially released the No Limit song in 91, I think.
That's right, 91 for both of them. So this dude know his history when it comes down to. What was the first? Do you remember the first hip hop song that was ever certified as a hip hop song?
Rappers Delight.
Rappers Delight, man.
Sugar, yeah. The hip, the hop, the hip to the hip, yeah.
So finish
Coming out the disco era.
Go ahead. Just finish saying it.
Yeah, that's it. The hip,
No,
the
say-
hop, the hip to the hip. I won't stop to the beat. I can't remember now what you hear. It's not a test. I'm rapping to the beat.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the answers, man. Man, it's been great having you on. I told Rick, when you talking about historic and know the information,
Yeah.
this one of the guys right here. You
Yeah,
go actually hold the
powerhouse.
conversation. Yeah, powerhouse. I ask you, man, are you willing to come back and be a friend of this show?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Man, you heard it from him. We have another friend of this show, y'all. This the one and only Honorable Darren D. Purnell, the street speaker himself. Don't forget to get our book, Business Men, that's on Amazon right now. Rick.
Well, before we actually head out, Geedy P, let these people know where they can find you at.
On Twitter, they can find me at Geedy, GEEDY_P, and on Instagram is Geedy P Speaks. All together, Geedy P Speaks. And on YouTube, you can put in Geedy P and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Well, y'all heard the man. And I hope this show was just as informative to you as it was to us. I really got a lot of knowledge out of this one, for sure. I was just sitting back listening. And of course, man, you can find us on EraBody's podcast. That's EraBody's podcast on all social media platforms. And we out.